Hello everyone, this is Alec coming to you with another Warcraft 3 audio commentary, and I am back with our epic Best of 5 series for the 225th ZOTAC Cup. This is the finals between eHome's Remind, who will be facing against Rage.Yumiko. This map is Turtle Rock, and it looks like we're going to be having a little bit of a cross spawn. Right now the series is in favor of Remind 2-1. Remind took the first game on Twisted Meadows with a Demon Hunter, Pandaren Brewmaster. The second game did go to Yumiko with a very nice win on Amazonia after getting a nice little expansion to sort of beat Remind just over with economy. And Remind taking game 3 once again with a Demon Hunter, Pandaren Brewmaster strategy. So now Yumiko needs to win this next game just to stay alive in this series, to try and extend it to one last 5th game, which is exactly what he needs to try and win it. So let's go and see how both players are deciding to start up. Last game Yumiko decided to go for the Mountain King and later on an Archmage, but it looks like this game is going to be going for a little bit more standard play. Going to be going for Archmage, Footman, probably Militia creep this camp, and then maybe this camp, or later on vice versa. I've also seen humans creep out, Militia creep this camp, or you start off by creeping this camp, and then you actually use the same Militia to creep out this camp. All of that would not be uncommon, would not be surprising. In fact, I would be surprised if we didn't see that. Anyways, it looks like Remind going to be going for a late Altar of Elders, so we may see the same Beastmaster strategy he was going for before in the set game 2. This should be interesting to see. Let's see what Remind decides to go for as first hero. Maybe Pandaren Brewmaster. He's been very successful with Pandaren Brewmaster in the past. This should be really, really interesting. We see, let's see what the comments saying. Some people are saying Dark Rangers. Oh geez, this will be, oh look at that, and he got it right, Dark Ranger. That would have been really funny. Someone said Pit Lord, that would have been really funny. Anyways, let's see what Remind's strategy decides to be. He does get the first blood on that one Footman, and he's going to be turning that into a skeleton. Pretty cool little thing. And I love the Dark Ranger with Night Elf, just because as a Night Elf, in early game creeping, all you have, unless you go hunts, all you have is a Demon Hunter and an Archer, and ideally, you don't really want to tank too much damage on your Demon Hunter, and especially don't want to tank damage on these Archers. So if you do go for this Dark Ranger and you get a lot of these Dark Minions, just like Undead, you, instead of tanking the damage on your main hero, you can tank it on these little skeletons, just like on Undead when you do the exact same thing with a Death Knight and the Rock Necromancy. And so yeah, that's why never bad at it. And Dark Ranger really goes well with Night Elf, really goes well with Undead, both of those races especially. It does go well with all 4 races, but especially those 2. Anyways, I'm going to be going for some pretty aggressive creeping. Going to be getting that Watcher Ward drop off that Ogre Mauler, Ogre Magi. All very, very important to have that map control of the sort of northeast portion of the map. Looks like Archmage is going to come in and get a little item jack there. I'm not sure if he actually jacked the... I'm not sure what item he did jack. Maybe it was... No, he got this flute from the creep over here. But, so no, he didn't get an item jack. He did... I'm pretty sure he jacked the tome, though, which is not a bad tome. And Tome of Intelligence, I'm pretty sure it was. So nice little item jack there. Let's see what Remind does in response to this. He's just going to decide to continue to creep out this green camp, or actually no, this is an orange camp. But if you have seen my previous audio commentaries, you'll know that I think this is a green camp. I really do. Anyways, obviously by the creep levels and stuff, it's considered an orange camp, but it's not. It's a very, very easy orange camp. Let's just keep it at that. Anyways, Yumiko's just going to finish off, just gonna decide to finish off this camp, it looks like. Killing off that one forest troll, and it looks like Remind's going to make an effort at having some sort of a creep jack here, but it looks like he will be unsuccessful. Dark Ranger basically level 3 compared to level 3 Archmage for Yumiko. With this one Water Elemental kill, we should see him get to level 3. Yep, there we go. level 3 for the Dark Ranger, as he will just finish off this little creep camp. Does have those dark minions now. They're not lesser dark minions now. They're actually legitimate dark minions. So to be able to do that much more damage and have that much more hit points really makes a big difference. Anyways, we may see Yumiko's Archmage get a little bit caught out. I'm not really sure if he's paying attention to this. Oh, nope, there we go, there he is, and that looks like that one wisp might have gone down. Maybe it was detonated, I didn't really see what happened. So that Archmage will just run away. Let's see how much damage it took. Oh, it took a little bit more damage than he probably wanted to, but won't do that. It won't be horrible in the long run unless he decides to re-engage. And let's see what Remind decides to go for. He does decide to go for his typical Ancient of Lore build, like he's done in every game so far in the whole series. He's going to be going for Tier 2 tech, getting double Ancient of Lores, then Dryads, then as soon as his Tier 3 tech finishes, he's going to be going for Choose of the Claw, which will eventually morph into Bears. Very effective strategy, perfected by Moon. Moon was the one who sort of officially started it, the strategy. Obviously, there's probably somebody who's used the strategy before him. Obviously, he was not the first. Officially, professionally, he was the first one who sort of perfected it, if you will. Anyways, it looks like Yumiko's going to be doing as he's been doing every single game so far. Going to be going for the fast expand to his natural. Actually, it's a debate whether this is his natural or this is his natural, but they're both sort of natural expansions. This one's a little bit harder to creep, but obviously Yumiko has enjoyed going for his little expansion strategy. It has worked out for him pretty well. Like for example, in Game 2, if you guys go back and watch that, the only reason that Yumiko won that game was because of his economic advantage and denying Remind any sort of an expansion. That was really what won Yumiko that second game on Ammonia. Anyways, Remind going to be going for his Pandaren Brewmaster. That's been his second hero of choice for every single game so far, actually. So he's obviously and it's been pretty successful for him. I'm not gonna lie. Pandaren Brewmaster, really, how can you not be successful against a human player with a Pandaren Brewmaster? It's just so effective. Anyways, let's see what Yumiko's up to in his main base. Going to be putting up down that lumber mill so he can get those increased guard towers. And going for a bit of an earlier tech than he has been going for in the past. Normally gets his tech a little bit later, but now his tech will finish a little bit earlier. And he'll be able to go for those double arcane sanctums a little bit earlier. Look at this, his blacksmith is not even finished being built yet. So he'll be going rifleman casters with an expansion a little bit quicker than he normally would have, instead of banking on gold like he has been doing in the past. Oh, wow, look at this pathing done by Remind. Oh, we may see the Archmage. Oh, that was a very nice breath of fire. Remind had the right idea there. Really wanted to try and kill that Archmage as fast as possible, and he had extremely good pathing there with that Dark Ranger. But unfortunately, he did not prevail, and that Archmage will get away. Yumiko playing pretty well, level 3.5 on that Archmage, a little bit behind when it comes to hero levels. Yeah, a little bit behind, especially since he's about to finish creeping out this camp. It looks like Yumiko's going to be going for a second hero. Yes, he goes for a Naga Sea Witch. We haven't actually been seeing a Naga Sea Witch. I don't remember seeing it. Actually, did he get it in game 1? I think that's the first time, surprisingly, that we've been seeing a Naga this series, considering Naga Sea Witch is such a commonly used hero. Very nicely done, transferring that boots of speed over to that Naga Sea Witch, because the Naga Sea Witch is such a slow hero. And if you want to cheat on units with that cold arrow, you need to have boots of speed. And it's just so easy to surround it as well if you don't have boots of speed. So very smart, standard strategy there. Gonna try and make an effort to get Naga Sea Witch at the level 2, so he can have that forked lightning ability. But ideally, you want to try and get it to level 3 so you can have level 2 forked lightning. But then again, it wouldn't be bad to, but then again, he also wants to get all of his heroes up to the highest level as possible, just because that's what you want to do in Warcraft 3. You want to get your hero levels up. Oh, look at this Pandaren item on the Pandaren Brewmaster. Very nice item drop. These ancient Django of Endurance, they're this little drum thing. It gives the whole Night Elf army endurance aura, which is a really good item. It's plus 10% or plus 15% attack speed, or maybe it's just 5%, and it's plus 10% movement speed increase. So it's really, really good item, as considering that it's impossible for only an orc can actually get endurance around one of his heroes, the Tauren Chieftain. So that's a really beneficial item for Night Elf army. It's exactly what Remind was looking for. That's probably exactly what Remind was looking for. A lot of drives too for Remind as well. And it looked like Remind did make an effort to set up this expansion, but it will get scouted out by Yumiko, and we may see TP, yes we will, from Remind, and we're going to see a counter TP from Yumiko as well. No footmen are going to fall, it looks like. So just sort of a trade of TPs there. Remind deciding to kill off his own little archer just because it was low hit points and he wanted to go back to no upkeep, it looks like. Going to be coming out with his first bears. Does he have any bears yet? I'm not sure if he has any bears. Yep, there we go. Does have one bear out, it looks like. Is he going to be going for mastering? Oh no, tier 3 tech is not quite finished. Tech should be finishing momentarily. As the expansion should be filled now. Yep, he's going to start to benefit off of his counter expansion now, just to sort of counter this really nicely positioned expansion of Yumiko. Really nicely built expansion, a pretty nice little base build. Especially with that Nagasi, which is just going to be so hard to try and siege that base. But it looks like Remind's going to try, because you'll never know if you don't try, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Very smart strategy, going to leave his Druid of the Claw back, because there's no reason to tank a bunch of damage on these guard towers, considering the Druid of the Claw doesn't even have that much DPS when it's not in its bare form. So tier 3 tech should be finished, and we should have the Master Training finishing any second, starting any second now. And there it is, Master Training is going to start. And it looks like Yumiko has liked this strategy a lot, going for that Workshop and double Arcane Sanctum. And this way he can get a lot of mortar teams to sort of counter those Dryads with those unarmored Dryads to take increased damage to siege damage, which is exactly what the mortar teams do. And look at that, they even have 1-0 upgrades for that increased attack damage on those Dryads, which is exactly what you want to do when you go for mortar teams. Looks like Yumiko also going to pull a bunch of militia. Was sort of ready for a bit of a bigger fight, but he didn't get it. Those militia sort of did just go to waste, as they will just time out. Little Cloak of Shadows there. Nobody really wants Cloak of Shadows. Worth 50. It's worth 50. It's basically worth nothing. It's really not worth it. Look at this Pandaren Brewmaster of Remind. It's so stacked with items. This Potion of Greater Mana, so he'll be able to have as basically unlimited, even with the feedback damage, you basically have unlimited Breaths of Fire and Potion of Greater Healing, unlimited hit points. He's just in a great position right now. Staff of Preservation on his Dark Ranger as well, so just in case, you know. Staff of Preservation on both of his heroes. Yumiko did drop a bunch of towers here. Looks like he's going to go for that tower push, but it looks like all these militia are going to get intercepted by this Night Elf army, and it looks like some of them will fall. There we go. One militia does fall. Looks like a second one will fall pretty soon, and a third as well. There we go. Nice Scroll of Healing to save a few of those militia, though, and pretty nice position here from Yumiko, actually. A couple bears getting pull that out a little, but also not a bad position for Remind, and it looks like the Dark Ranger, ooh. The level 4 Dark Ranger is going to fall. Guess it was focused down by the guard tower. That's a level 4 Dark Ranger for Remind. That's huge for Yumiko. I think that's exactly what Yumiko needs. 78 over 84 food army. That's a big army to try and beat. Holy crap. What does Remind have? He needs cash right now to try and revive his Dark Ranger. Is he reviving it at the tavern? Yes, that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to try and revive this at the tavern as fast as possible. He needs to try and repel this tower push here from Yumiko, but there's really not much he can do because he just doesn't have the army capacity or the money to try and repel this. Look at all these morts. Look at all of these casters. Look at these heroes. This is just too much for even the great Remind to handle. With just a level 3 Pandaren Brewmaster. Pandaren Brewmaster going to get caught out a little bit. Probably going to have to pop this Potion of Greater Healing. Maybe might just go to the Moonwell. No, just going to pop the potion instead. Deciding not to go for the Moonwell. And more guards are going to get constructed. As the Tree of Life is just going to get focused down by the mortars. These wisps are just going to be run away, just to try and save themselves. Bastards. Selfish. Anyways, more of these moonmoths are just going to fall, and these towers are just going to get built just to prevent any more expansions. But it looks like Remind going to sort of go for like a little cheeky expansion there in the top right position, in the 2 o'clock position. Just sort of like it's like a final little cheeky strategy. It looks like he just doesn't have the army capacity. He does have 6 bears, but I don't think this is going to be enough to fight this massive caster army unless he can get this Archmage, who's a little bit out of position. Archmage a little bit out of position, but now taking a lot of damage on this Pandaren Brewmaster. Does not have any way of getting back other than a Staff of Teleportation, which really is not a great way to see the ideal way to TP back. And Remind deciding just to call GG because he sees no hope in continuing the game. He might have been able to come back from that. Maybe. It was a bit of a long shot. Yumiko was sort of in the driver's seat. But, yep, that's going to tie the series 2-2. And so stay tuned. You don't want to miss Game 5 of this best-of-5 series between Rage Yumiko and EH Remind for the 225th ZOTAC Cup. Stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoy. See you later.